and
This
worked
meeting
in
is
the
being
areas of
recorded.
assessment, investigations, vigilance, and appeals. She has also worked as Deputy Director General of Shipping, wherein she has pivotal role in forming SOPs and other administrative things. As a Director of Income Tax I&CI, she has focused on creating awareness amongst our stakeholders. At this juncture, I would also like to take this opportunity to offer our best wishes to you, ma'am, to be soon taking the charge as CIT of TDS Nagpur. We welcome you, ma'am, to this forum. Speaking about
First, I am going to unmute myself. Thank you so much, Ms. Bazalwar. Um, my greetings to all of you, all the members and the participants uh, in today's meeting. I would like to wish you a very happy Diwali, and I hope that this Diwali season brings you a lot of joy and happiness. Um, so, with that, let me start first. I would like to thank Mr. Saglani. I think I'll come to it, but uh, first I would like to thank. That is what we do. We when we start, we always do a thank you to God. So here in this case, all of you, I mean, thank you so much for taking this up at very short notice. And so I would like to thank Mr. Saglani. I would also like to thank Mr. Dinesh Rathi and you personally, Ms. Bazalwar, for organizing this at a short notice. In fact, we would have reached out to all our stakeholders and to you earlier. But and as Mr. Saglani has mentioned that this e-verification scheme was introduced in December of 2021. But then it was like, I mean, we were waiting. We have then developed the SOPs. So the DGIT I&CI has developed the SOPs, and that got notified, and and then we have started now. Um, we were not very clear as to how our role would be and what we would be doing, and so we took some time to understand the processes firsthand ourselves. And then I thought that yes, now that we have issued our first series of notices, this was a right time to communicate with you and let you know that you have to be, because along with all your other statutory duties that you have, every SSC has, we have to file a return. Then there is, of course, you have to go through audits. Companies have to go through audits, and you have to file your returns. I know that time is very short, and we are in October, and so um, both Komodi and I will try not to take too much of your time. And so let me just begin. So it is now 1 month now since we received the first lot of cases for the e-verification scheme, and as you would have, I'm very sure, gone through the scheme. So I do not want to elaborate further on this, except that I'd like to highlight that where what is of crucial importance is that you need to understand where our role is and how you will interact with either the CIT verification, because there are two methods by which you will be, two or three, I think maybe two, but I will like to discuss the two ways in which the department will reach out to you. Either the CIT verification will reach out to you through issue of notices. That will be the first check at the first level, and then thereafter there will be, I mean, another check would be in case that was not found satisfactory. Then the matter would come to the prescribed authority, which is like us here at I&CI. So, of importance is, if you can go through the definition, the where we come in is at 2L, and then there is this 2M, 2N, 2O, 2S. I think these are very important definitions. I will not go into this. I'm sure that you would understand. However, um, so what is it and why did the government bring in the e-verification scheme? Mr. Saglani, you have mentioned that we are all now on virtual mode, and virtually we are filing our returns, and we are. I don't think that. I mean, 90% of the Indian population is not really very savvy technologically, and even if you may be earning pots of money, but however, I think that our generation who are we were not born, with a mobile in our hands, and this is a later, we have acquired the taste for the computerization. We have learned, I think all of us are there. Miss Vazalvar, you would be, maybe your situation is better than ours. So in short, I will say that I find that SSCs are all a little hard pressed, because they are not able to figure things out. So naturally, when you suddenly make something online, so the returns are going online, and some may be filing, but the Income Tax Act itself makes it practically impossible for the layman to actually attempt to file the return, and hence comes your role. And so therefore we are reaching out first to you, because the SSC, through you, we would like to tell your clients and your customers, and the SSCs, um, how to go about these things. So the e-verification scheme was basically brought in because people have, I mean, we found, the department found that there is a mismatch of, what the information that is present with us, that we received through the third parties. So the third parties are, I'm sure we are collecting information from the banks, from the registrars, and so many others. I mean, mutual funds are there, then plenty. So all the information that the department is gathering, somewhere that is getting reflected in the AIS, or I think TIS, which is there now in part, available to the SSCs for viewing before filing the return. And of course the SSC knows best, because he will know what to, whether to, I mean, is there any deduction to be claimed or an exemption to be claimed. That is the second part of it. But what I find, and this is what I understood even when I filed my return this time with great difficulty, that I could not match certain amounts, with my return. So I think I struggled for 3 4 days. Finally, I had to take the help of one of my batchmates. Yes, but then ask me why I did not seek out the help of a chartered accountant. No, I thought that, I mean, if I being in the department can't handle it, I don't think I can tell anybody, what to do. So it is a little different. It was difficult, and I did manage it after about 3 days or so with a lot of struggle. So matching of information, basically, that is available and reflected and shown to the SSC at the time of filing appeal. At the time of filing the return is very important. So it is good that it is a good practice to ensure that the amounts or the figures that is appearing in the AIS should be attended to, matched, or you refuse, no, this is not mine, okay, or there is a mistake in this amount. So that conversation should have happened with the department. Anyway, so the next step is, once the return is filed, we often find that the amounts don't match. So wherever the amounts do not match, the system is doing some risk management and then picking up those cases randomly. I am not sure how they do it, but then those cases are sent to the CIT verification. CIT verification will be doing his or her part of the verification, and then finally it comes to I&CI to, wherever, if the SSC, the notices go to the SSC where he or she has not responded to the to that notice, then finally it will come to the second stage of verification. So I&CI is placed at the second stage of verification. So once the I&CI, that is a prescribed authority, which is the I&CI officer, and to whom the cases are pushed, once the officer receives these cases, so we are studying each case, and then we are issuing the notices. We are sending very short, crisp, and meaningful communication through a notice under 133(6). Now, often we find that there is no response from the other side. From the other side, now typically the department, the I&CI, has issued an SOP, and that SOP, the first SOP was issued on the 23rd of June, 2022, and now in the month of September, there is a truncated SOP, and which tells us, the prescribed authority, that we have to allow 15 days of time to the SSC to file his or her response to the notice. Where the SSC has not responded to the notice, then a second notice will be issued by us, and so on and so forth. I think the second notice will be there. In case there is a non-delivery, we will try to issue. We will issue a reminder notice. If there is no response, we will try to issue a physical notice. There'll be a physical service of notice, and so on and so forth. I mean, that becomes a very a taxing process, even for us, even for the department, and I'm sure that it is not a very good thing to happen to the SSC, because of, by and large. So then I refer to now the definition, which states that which talks about a registered account. That is definition 2 M, which talks about a registered account. Then you have to ensure that the registered email address, that is at N, that has to be taken care of. And you have to take care of the registered mobile, which is at definition is at O. And you also have to ensure that, I mean, you just take into account that in case you need a personalized hearing or whatever, I mean, then there is a provision for a 2S, which is video telephony. So these are the definitions which at this point of time I am referring to. Now, what we realize is that we have issued notices. In many cases, there are no response. There is no response from the SSC. So it dawned upon Kaumudi and myself that there is something amiss, and what that is like, the registered email account would be that of the representative, the person who is filing the return of income on behalf of the SSC. The mobile number may also belong to somebody else and not the SSC, just for the sake of convenience. So we suddenly realized that, there is, we really need to talk, and we need to reach out and to get to the SSC somehow, to at least inform them that please check your email, or please find out if you have received any notices. This is of utmost importance. Why? Because see, there are two parts to it. Once a notice is issued under 133(6), then that clock starts ticking, that is 15 days. There would be a tendency, if non-compliance, if it is found that a non-compliance can attract a penalty also. I'm not saying that, but we are also as much duty bound to apply the law, the act, as much as you are. So all that non-compliance becomes an expensive exercise, both in terms of time for us. We have to spend more time processing all of that, and it becomes a monetary expense also for the SSC. So in order to avoid that, and we suddenly realize that there is a gap, there is perhaps that communication is not there, the awareness is not there amongst the SSC, that this scheme has already begun. So they need to be aware, and they need to check their email and their SMSs, the correct mobile numbers and the correct email should be given. And if it is not, then please edit, and you need to update your email, the email on which you will be receiving notices. And this, whether you do receive or not, that it is not important that you have to receive or you will be receiving, but just in case you do, so you have to keep your systems and your the links updated. That is one thing. So if you become aware, then, and the SSC's representatives, chartered accountants, all those who are providing assistance to the SSCs, please, you have to ensure that in case you have find out from your clients if they have received any notices, and then immediately answer the notice. Please give your response within the time that is allowed. This is, again, I am stating that we both Kaumudi and I are reaching out because we want to create this awareness. We want that this scheme that we are right now, we are running this scheme. It should not hurt anybody, and it should be of help to you, because it is good to have all your information in one place and to be in order. It is necessary that the correct information should always be there on file and on record. So if there are any mistakes, then through the notice, if you receive the notice, please ensure that you check your records again, and if necessary, please update your return. If there is a mismatch with the documents that are reflected in AIS and the return of income. Where return is not filed, also that becomes a case for us. So my earnest request to all of you and all the SSCs, and through you, is please update your email addresses, your mobile numbers, and we all, whether if you are facing problems, I think Komodi will be taking it further by discussing what to do in case you have problems. So, and wherever we are requesting you for any information or for clarification about the mismatch, please do submit your documentary evidence along with the mismatch. It is possible that we are incorrect. It is possible that the information that was shared by the third party may be incorrect, because everybody is dealing with data, and data mistakes in data can happen. So I would urge earnestly that in case we are sending you notice, please update us with the correct information. Tell us that yes, no, this is the figures that you are showing us or telling us is incorrect, and provide your documentary evidences so that we can prepare our report accordingly and we can send it. And where, however, you find that uh, there is a value mismatch, there is a mismatch of figure, then again I will urge that you take necessary corrective measures wherever you can. If there is time, please update your return or revise your return, whatever is available to you. You will, if you do that on time, I think a lot of heartache and a lot of botheration is also avoided. So I another point that I would like to talk about is there are some SSCs who have uh, reached out to us stating that they are not able to upload, or the documents that they would like to submit, it is voluminous and they are not able to do it. I will urge that we upgrade ourselves technologically also. And if you need to file voluminous documentations, please use appropriate filing systems. Like, I think people are using zip files, etc. I will not go into that. I am equally, quite bad in this. So what I understand is that the SSC is allowed to upload files with size of 10 MB, maximum of 10 MB, and 10 such files. So if you do the calculation, the SSC is allowed to upload around 100 MB of data in case it is necessary. Okay, so this is what I know. And physical filing is frowned upon, and the scheme itself is talking everywhere, saying that it will be a e-verification and an e-documentation has to be given, so your response also has to be e-response, so everything is e. So we are electronic animals suddenly, and we have to explain ourselves electronically. So हमारा जो physical presence तो खत्म हो गया है. Soon we are all like avatars and small so if you need in very difficult cases or where it's not all that easy to explain, some people, I mean some cases would be a little difficult. In case you need to explain yourself, you feel in person, then the scheme is providing you with video telephony, and which is, again, I'm drawing your attention to the definition 2o 2s, which says that video telephony means the technological solutions for the reception and transmission of audio visual signals by users at different locations for communication between people in real time, which means that you and I and the SSC can only meet online and nowhere else. So, which is all right, because I think it serves all of us a lot of headache of traveling. You don't need to travel. You can sit at in your office and you can attend to this work. It's a great boon as far as it is in my view. It's a big boon, so life becomes easier if we can just move into the e-world. um, Wherever you are finding any problems, in case you are not able to upload your data or any such issues, or not able to submit your replies, then the government has the department has provided certain helplines, and you can raise tickets and all. So Kaumudi madam will be taking that up after I. So I think I should now see, in my view, this is a very it's a good scheme for SSCs as well as the department, because unnecessarily issue of notice of 148, the heartache that we all go through, this not understanding ki ye kya hai and what this figure is, and then the department expects the आजकल के ज़माने में जाओ and FAO whoever to issue notices 148. Typically the SSC get eh, whoever, even I would get upset, I mean unnecessarily I would feel that अरे ये क्या है, why is my case getting reopened. But the point is that wherever now in our life, the what does not meet the eye, what you say, what you are stating and what is found, wherever there is a mismatch, the system is automatically picking up cases. And so we thought that the department thought that let us first, before even trying, I mean issuing a notice under 148, which is a bigger problem, let us just talk to communicate with the SSC and to find out what actually happened, and if there is a mistake really, and if there is a mistake, the SSC still has time to correct the mistake. So before taking bigger action, let us stop it at this level. So I think that this scheme can I know that it is a, I mean, there are so many things to do in life. And then one will feel, Kare, what is this? This is a new animal again, e-verification. But somewhere I think better to solve the problem beforehand rather than suddenly jumping into a 148. I think that is much more painful. So let us see. This is the first year. I'm very fortunate that I am actually a part of this the era where this e-verification scheme has been introduced. I will be leaving I&CI shortly, and but it's very exciting for us, because this is something very new, and I I request all the SSCs and through you to become aware that you may receive notices in case we find that there is mismatch of information. And whenever you find receive a notice, please do respond within the given time. Because it is good. We have to submit our report within 90 days. Do you know? From the day we receive these cases, we have to submit our report within 90 days. So we are under tremendous pressure. And if the SSE is able to submit the replies on time, it becomes easy
Sure.
for all of us. So with these words, I think hand over to Kaumudini madam.
Yes,
Uh,
Balturku.
yes, and thank you once again for allowing me this opportunity to interact with you. Okay, thanks.
Thank you very much, Mahua ma'am. First of all, you made all of us comfortable enough not to be feel the pressure for how are we supposed to take up these notices. So that is the first and foremost thing, that one should have the comfort to reply to the notices. Further, taking forward this session, I also welcome our second speaker for today's session, Dr. Kaumudini Patil. Let me introduce her as well to the participants. Madam has three post-graduation degrees to her credit, wisely, MSc, MA, MEd, and she is also a PhD awardee. And the list of her academic qualifications is pretty long, so I think I will not be mentioning all of it here. She joined IT department, that is income tax department, way back in 1991 as inspector of income tax. And presently she's serving as additional director of income tax I&CI in Nagpur. In her career of 31 years, she has worked in various departments and also worked as faculty at NADD, that is National Academy of Direct Taxes, for 6 years. Not only she is proficient in this income tax department and its responsibilities, but she is also a writer for Marathi books, wherein one of the book is about Marathi poems as well. So we welcome you, ma'am, to this virtual forum, and we look forward for a happy learning with you too. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Swarupa. And as ma'am also had said that at very short notice, you agreed to conduct this webinar because we want to reach out to you and create awareness. Ma'am has set the right tone, and she has, as you rightly said, that she has made you comfortable. That is what we want, because the stress is not going to achieve anything. We are all doing our part of job, and what I would be dealing with would be procedural aspects. I'll share my PPT with you. It is not a long one, just a short Acha, a host has disabled attendee screen sharing. So how can I share my screen with you? I'm unable to share my screen, Swarupa. Can you please enable it?
Ma'am, we are providing you the hosting rights. You are the host now, so you can just try to share the PPT, right?
Okay. Yeah. So can you see the PPT?
Yes, ma'am.
So the scheme of presentation would be what is e-verification scheme, features. Actually, ma'am has already explained what is e-verification scheme. And there might be some repetition, but then you can take it as recapitulation or reinforcement. Features of e-verification scheme and purpose and expectations from the CA fraternity. This is our scheme of presentation. E-verification scheme, the aim is reconciliation between third-party information and acceptance or non-acceptance of that information by the assessee and income offered in the return of income. And it is calling for information for verification from the assessee electronically. I would be talking about only the part of I&CI, that is prescribed authority, that is which comes after the CIT e-verifications rule. As many a times it happens, and you would have seen that in AIS or TIS, there would be a lot of information. Sometimes there is repetition also. In my own AIS, I saw that my savings bank interest was being shown 10 times. But then I saw that only one was active, and 9 times the comment before that entry was inactive. So I found out what is this active and inactive, and I realized That inactive is where the reporting entity has modified its information or statement of financial transaction, and that means that information is removed. Whatever is active, that is the presently available information, and the assessee can accept it, deny it, or give feedback. There would be a button in front of that information. So many of you would be doing it for your clients, or clients might be doing it themselves. So they have to either accept it. Then one more email campaign was run by the department for information pertaining to financial year 2019-20, wherein email was sent to the assessee and they were given option to accept or deny. So some assessees accepted, yeah, that yes, this information is correct. Some of them denied, and for many of them there was no response. And I think the main reason for this non-response was there was no awareness. So please create this awareness that whenever any such email is received from the department, if the response is given at that level, then that information verified with your ITR, then there is no need for further action. So action is needed for, or rather response is needed for each and every communication from the department. So please try to create this awareness also. So prescribed authority is income tax authority working in the Directorate of Intelligence and Criminal Investigation. And these authorities will issue notice under section 133(6) in selected cases and call for information. Madam has already described it that our officers, that our ADITs and ITOs are issuing notices under section 133(6). And these notices are issued in the registered email address. We have email addresses available with us, which are the ITR as well as the third party information addresses are also available to us. But many a times what happens is the third party, that is the reporting entities like banks or SROs, mostly the problem comes many a times with SROs also. And certain banks also, what we have seen is while submitting SFT, they, if they do not have the assessee's mobile number or email ID, they put their own email or their own mobile number or their even landline number. I'll take this opportunity to request you to tell the reporting entities, because you advise the banks also to the other reporting entities also. So advise them that they shouldn't adopt this practice. Because what is going to happen is, we have seen these email IDs are getting reflected as assessee's email ID. What happens is, when email would be sent to these email addresses, obviously it is not going to get any response. And who will suffer? The assessee will suffer. Because whatever begins, if any notice is issued, it will be taken to a logical conclusion. So it is of utmost important that correct email ID is available with the department. We try to take into consideration whatever email ID is available, whatever mobile numbers are available. And what happens is, if the email ID is that of a representative and mobile number is of the assessee, then whenever any notice is issued, the assessees are getting SMS alerts that you have received notice from income tax department. But the assessee may not understand its significance. And since the email ID of the representative would be available in the ITR data, IT department data, you might not know that there is an email ID, because you might not be checking your clients' emails frequently. I mean, your emails frequently, and see that for this client, this email is received or this notice is issued. So you may miss it. So this is also one of the possibilities. That is why correct email ID and correct mobile number and awareness of your clients is very, very important. And they should understand the import of the notice of this. See, if a notice from income tax department is received, it does not necessarily mean that you are going to get penalized. The e-verification scheme is actually removing, or rather it is reconciling the mismatch. And if that mismatch happens at this level, then there is no need for any further action. So this is why we are trying to reach out through you to everybody, that the email ID should be correct, the mobile address should be correct. In the same flow, the response is to be submitted electronically. We have been receiving some physical responses also. We have actually told our receipt section that they shouldn't accept this physically. But people are resorting to sending it by post. Please don't do it, because we can't take it into account. It will not be considered as a response. So again, we would be sending you email again, further action will be taken. So as far as possible, submit it electronically. And in case you have any problem, I have already shared in chat box 2 email ID. You can't correspond with your, you can't contact your prescribed authority. But in case you have any problem in uploading, then I have shared email ID, my email ID and that of Director of Income Tax. You send email with screenshot about your uploading problem, then we will try to take it up with the systems directorate and we'll try to find a solution. We will try to intervene so that you get a solution. There are various issues, like the system is not the browser is not of that correct whatever is required, those features are not available. So please see that all correct features are available. The pop-up blocker is not there. All these things when you do, then there should not be any problem in uploading of response. No personal appearance is allowed under this scheme. In exceptional circumstances, personal appearance through video conferencing or video telephony will be allowed, but it will be only in exceptional circumstances. Next is like, it is my duty to highlight this, that non-compliance of notice under section 133C attracts a sum of 500 rupees for every day during which the failure continues. Before 1/4/2022, this sum was 100 rupees, but now it has been increased to 500 rupees. Madam has pointed out, so that let us try to avoid, like the assessee would be suffering monetary wise and we would be spending our time. So let us save that time and money for everybody. So important aspects, I'll again highlight that compliance of notice under section 133(6) is essential. It is necessary. Ensure updated email ID and mobile number. Only online response is to be given. This I'm again reiterating. Documents to be attached with the response. It can be 10 MB limit of one document and 10 such documents can be uploaded. Whenever you find that something has been not reflecting in the ITR, then immediately update the return of income if the third party information has not been included in the return of income. We are very happy that some of the assessees have updated their return of income and sent their details with us, because see, with updation of return, that is end of the matter. It is updated, the taxes have come in the system and the assessee's duty is complete. So, and in case there is valid explanation about the mismatch, give that valid explanation. And if there is no explanation, if there is exclusion of that information in return of income, then please update it. So in case of any problem, please raise a ticket. If required, call helpline number 1800-103-4215. I would be sharing this PPT with you so that you will have this helpline number. This helpline number is specifically for Insight portal. what happens is people sometimes use e-filing portal helpline number. So that is not helpful here. You are going to respond on Insight portal. So please use Insight portal helpline number. And I have already shared our email ID. In case the problem persists, you are not getting solution, then you can uh, reach us also. Our expectations from the Nagpur branch of WIRC of I&CI help the department. It's a very छोटा सा आपसे हम लोग help चाहते हैं. Help the department in spreading the awareness to your clients, colleagues, and friends. So that is all. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Saglani and Mr. Dinesh Rathi. Thank you, Swarupa. You had to contact me even late night to get details from me. And thank you so much, all the members. I know it was at a very short notice that we had to approach you. And but we are thankful that you accepted our request and you have made this happen. And as I said earlier also that since this is Diwali time and not many members could join, if you need, we can, I mean, we can repeat this. We have absolutely no problem about repeating. And I'll wish happy Diwali to all the members. And let us spread this awareness together. Thank you so much.
Thank
Over
you
to you,
very much.
Supa.
Thank you very much, Kaumudini ma'am. And we rather appreciate that, department itself is taking efforts to make people aware and comfortable with this very tedious task, because while filing the return, we knew that there were so many things to be reconciled, not only 26 AS, but AIS, TIS, and then get the third party information for us as well. It was important. So, this interaction has given us an insight as to how the department is going to take forward this process of verifications and everything. So the forum is open. If any of the members have any other queries to ask, ma'am, I think it's a request. If any members have any query, if you could answer them.
Sure.
Members, if you have any query, you can write it into the chat box as well. Meanwhile, ma'am, I had a query. Say suppose as in we do take the NOCs and all, I had a new client this time for the tax audit. And then if I am verifying his profile and if I figure out that the email ID does not seem to be related to the client, and he also doesn't have any access to that email ID, maybe the previous person or his office fellow colleague might have created that email ID. So if we change it now and update the profile, so the fresh notice which might be issued, as you said, maybe the first notice has got unanswered by the client. But now the second notice will be served to this updated email ID or what?
Ma'am, would you like to answer?
I think yes.
So
if you update your email, the next notice that will be issued will go to the email that is present in the system. So if you're updating your own information, that is how even banks function. No, they ask you whether the address for communication is correct or would you like to update it. So every time you are accessing your bank online, they appear to be asking this question. So although I know that we are not as heavy and we don't keep you we do not keep asking you to update it, but I realized that slowly I think even the department will understand ki kaha where all we also need to repeatedly remind, because we are human beings. So हमें तो वैसे ही we have a lot of issues. The world itself is so tough and we keep forgetting. So maybe maybe by next year our system will also improve, because there are so many things when the SSCs ask us, then we realize, okay, this has to be taken care of. So we inform our systems that look, maybe if you are allowing this facility, maybe it will be of help.
Right.
So please do reach out to us and let us know through email if you have any query, because we would love to. It allows us a lot of clarity When you tell us something, it allows us a clarity. If I receive a notice, I will also achieve clarity, you know, on my own. But
Right.
now, since I am not, if I as an SSC receive any notice, then I will know how things go. But I don't know, so I mean, I always encourage. I'm encouraging that please do tell us. और हमें लगता है, I feel that if you update the email and the mobile, I think that you will be you will start to receive it in the proper email address.
Yes. I think Mr. Satyajit Devisetti sir has a query to ask, probably. Satyajit sir? Okay. Ma'am, meanwhile, there was a few more queries, as in, can the assessee see the notice in his individual login if the notice has been served for this under 133(6)?
Kaumudini, would you like to handle this?
Actually, if that email ID is connected with his individual login, then he should be able to see it. That there is some communication from the department.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I think there is a question
I'll
on
still
that.
get it, ma'am. I'll get it clarified from the
Yes.
systems directorate.
Yeah.
Sure.
And someone has asked, can SSC seek extension of time for submission of information? Yes, we have received this query that they would like an extension of time. At this point of time, the system has not provided us with that particular facility. Correct? Am I correct, Kaumudini?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, but ma'am, we would be getting that facility of
Yeah.
issuing a general letter also. So we can give extension, but the request would be not to seek extension, I mean, of a long duration, because people are saying that we have tax audit and we have written filing, but we too have our time constraint. So in genuine cases, ask for short adjournment. If possible, it can be given. But that we will be issuing, I mean, we would be responding shortly to those queries.
Okay. Thank you very much, ma'am. I think no further queries from the member as of yet. So,
Swarupa, we have seniors in the profession also with us. Kapil sir, you are there. I see Ashok Dalmia sir. We recognize the presence of seniors, and Kapil sir, I just request you, in case you have any sort of feedback or query for the session, I think this is the right time to put it across.
No, it was really appreciable to hear the department in such a frank manner, and it really is encouraging, and we understand the problem, and I think it is our responsibility to respond and to make the scheme more effective, and see that there are no problems. Even the problems to our clients are going to be there, so we should try and sort out these issues as best as possible. I really appreciate the effort that has been taken by both the ma'ams there.
Friends, we have CA Sarkar Pavadia also, the immediate past chairman. I'll request him as well to share his inputs, some of his thoughts and feedbacks over here. And thank you so much, Kapil sir, for coming up.
Thank you so much, Jitin. A very good morning to all. It's really a privilege when Kaumudini Patil madam is there and the department is taking so much of initiatives. I feel the way ahead for we professionals as well as the tax compliance professionals is that we need to follow the rules. If we don't do that, the system is automatic.
I guess he seems to be disconnected. Sarkar sir, you're there? Sarkar sir, you're there. I think there is a network issue from your side, Sarkar sir.
I guess.
Yeah, there's some issue on that.
Yeah.
May have got disconnected.
Yeah, you are audible. In case you can just switch off the camera and continue. Meanwhile, Swarupa, there is a query from Vishal Rajkotia.
Vishal Rajkotia.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll handle this. Actually, send me email on my nagpur.addldit.ici with the details so that we can take it up with the systems directorate.
I guess Saket sir is yet not able to join.
I think regarding this query asked by Vishalji, Kaumudini madam has responded that please send the details on her email ID. And I think she has already stated her email ID in the chat.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I'm not wrong, it's nagpur.additionalbit.incometax.gov.in. So Vishalji, in case you have that query, you can just send it across to her. And I think she is nice and kind enough to share that upfront in the very beginning. Her email address. So, ma'am, thanks for that. Saketji, in case you are there, I'll just request you to please unmute and convey your thoughts. I think there is a problem at his end. It still persists. So, in case any query from the say members who are attending, we have seniors as well as as stated in the beginning. And he already had put up a query. Modani sir is also there. Sir, in case you have any sort of doubts or questions, even Rajpal sir is there. So any questions and doubts, I think this is the right forum. We have the time also with us. And today both of the learned speakers are here from the department. So they can cover up the doubts and queries right away.
Here, I would like to mention that Mr. Singhai is, whenever we face issues, with our third-party information providers, Mr. Singhai is always, please come here and, solve the problems and all that. So he is of so much of help to us. So I am placing on record my utmost appreciation for all the pain that he goes through, because and he also files our TDS returns, by the way, and so I mean, wonderful job that he does.
He's
So
actually
and
to the lunch as well, ma'am. He had various occasions we have invited him for the tedious as you rightly stated, it's not very tedious when he comes to the forum and explains it to us. So
I know.
so in case there are any further queries, we can take it forward. Else, it's a festival season, so we
Yes, please. Yes, yes.
time
And
now.
I would like to again just request all of you, in case, I mean, I know that, the festival season, I know that we are putting a lot of inconvenience to you, but this is just the first step, and we will meet again. You will be shortly having a new director, and you will have opportunity also to interact with him. But in the meantime, if you have any issue, any problems, please do send an email to us, because we will immediately attend to it. Do not, I mean, we don't know when we are going to meet next, maybe after Diwali, certainly. But in the meanwhile, if any of you has any problems, the two email addresses are given. Please reach out to us, and we will try and solve your problem as best as we can, and we will also approach the systems to take up your issue and sort it out.
Ma'am, one query from my side, just a question. We have recorded this session today. So in case you allow us, we can post this on our YouTube channel of Nagpur ICS so that members who have not attended today, they can say catch up and have this session offline as well. So they can actually have a glimpse of whatever was stated today. And I think the email addresses were also covered. So all that information goes on to members and they can connect you after the session.
I think, Kaumudini, if it is all right with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Huh? Yes, I think that is fine with me.
Sure. So thank you so
Because,
much. I took
because if it helps people, I think that I mean, basically what we want is to reach out to people and spread awareness. So whatever helps. Okay.
I'll now hand it over to Swarupa to take it forward.
Thank you very much, sir, as well as ma'am. I think today we had a very good interaction. wherein members could also discuss their primitive queries with respect to the notices that we may anticipate or many of the CAs might have received on behalf of their clients. So, ma'am, certainly this session was very much informative, and it provided us a guiding line as to how we can move forward, and we shouldn't be restraining ourselves if at all we are not able to upload the response for any technical glitches as well. So we look forward to have a rather offline session as well with you, and thank you very much for taking this initiative on your own, that we should be able to reach more and more people. So thanks a lot for giving your time, and I really thank all the members, considering the Diwali is just there around the corner, rather it has started from today. So I wish you all a very happy Diwali, and hope this was a very happy learning as well. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Happy Diwali to all of you.
Thanks a lot.
Happy Diwali, ma'am, and happy Diwali to all the members. Thank you so much. So we're signing off. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.